He'll be like, yeah, dude. And the other day I was trying to figure. I'm like, what? He's like,
no, you got me tripping. Man. You got me tripping on this sound, man.
He said tuna sandwiches from Wawa really good, though.
Good God, dude. Good God.
Are you opening?
You just got to plant the seed. It'll destroy.
I'm not opening yet, motherfucker. Give me a second.
When you crack, it's on. The heat
I was
is on.
gonna say, if I could, I would definitely die for your sins, dude. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
I think that can be arranged.
If I could, I would.
we just got a knife. We can kill you.
Are y'all ready?
On this fucking episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah, a little splatter over there. Cheers.
Zach, Matthew, what's up, dudes?
Chilling, man.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. This is my first time on a pod, so I'm very excited.
Appreciate you taking
that
the
mic
time.
down a little bit.
Down?
Yeah, just keep it. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Is that good?
Perfect.
Appreciate you taking time out of your holiday weekend to come chill with us for an hour.
Very busy schedule.
Yeah, dude. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
I'm going to have some people over on Sunday to watch the Indianapolis 500, but it looks like it'll likely be delayed.
Rained out?
Yeah.
Due to the rain, but I've
already invited that. I've never watched it.
I've already invited 7 people over, and I'm going to order B-dubs, so I guess people will just show up and...
What's your B-dubs order?
Medium.
Just medium? Just go for the medium.
I get spicy garlic sometimes.
Nice.
Sometimes Parmesan garlic if I'm feeling wimpy.
Oh, I'm wimpy.
Spicy Parmesan is not bad either.
I like you get the Parm Gar.
Yeah. Parm Gar is good.
You get 10 Parm Gar and 10 like not the blazing, but like the one below that hot.
See, they've changed.
Is there a Nashville? Nashville?
Those are pretty good. I also like sometimes the Caribbean jerk. And the Thai chili's pretty good sometimes too if I'm feeling a little oriental.
No, I'm getting with Asian zing.
That's the same thing. Thai chili, isn't it? Oh, no, it is Asian zing.
It's different.
I think Thai chili's somewhere else.
No, I think it's something different.
They've
got a lot of different ones.
They did have the Sauce Gardner sauce. That's the corner for the New York Jets. And it was pretty good. I got it. It was like weird. It kind of tasted like spicy Dr. Pepper. It's like sweet heat.
Have you had spicy Coke?
I haven't had spicy Coke.
Where's that
at?
You can buy it at all the stores right now. I think it's
for real?
Stop. I think it's temporary. I don't think they might stick with this one because they've been trying some. They tried space flavored Coke.
Yeah, that didn't taste good.
It can't be good.
I know they tried cinnamon.
Look, I really like Coke.
But what's the burn they put in? They're like, it's even spicier now. They're like,
it's actually partially raspberry. The spicy Coke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but cinnamon raspberry. It's pretty good.
Yeah, a little twist, a little something different.
Yeah.
Regular Coke though is probably 1-1 best soda of all time.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I agree with any other option being number 1.
I'm trying to cut some weight in June, so I've switched to Coke Zero, but that'll hurt my soul.
Yeah, see, I only have one.
Doesn't hit the same, does it?
No.
It's like not bad. It'll do the fix, but there's still something missing.
I only have one with a burger and a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, soda's a special occasion thing. I like popcorn at the movie theater, Coke, cookout, Coke, 3 a.m. at the bar, Coke.
Nice.
Oh, then that's the one out of the bag though, not the one in the can.
Oh,
I have a friend who does Coke every meal.
Guy's skinny as hell.
No, it's a woman actually, but
skinny as hell.
Yeah.
So she's watching her figure.
She's not large. She does
a little bit of drugs when she eats.
Sure. It's one interpretation.
So Indianapolis 500, that's F1, right?
No, that's Indy racing.
That's Indy. So this is the NASCAR?
No, dude, it's not NASCAR.
What is it?
NASCAR. No. This is Indy racing.
It's the Indy car.
Oh, Indy cars, yeah. Isn't that F1 or no?
They're different.
Same cars though, right?
No.
Oh, damn. Isn't this the track where they kiss, like they drink the milk?
Yes. You know it a lot about it.
No, I know it. Yeah, I'm just mixing up the cars, I guess.
Yeah, no, F1 is European. And then Indy is American.
Got it.
American. And there's all kinds of nuance in the rule differences, but I can't explain those to you. I can just...
So you're a big Indy fan?
No, I'm just American, and this is
the weekend of the race, and you're watching it. Sick, dude.
I'm watching it. That's cool. Right.
So have you done it before, though?
Watched it?
Yeah, is it always on this holiday?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
They play taps before the race.
Hell yeah.
That really takes you there.
Yeah.
After a couple bourbons, you get a little emotional.
exactly. And they
Like, send them on. Let's
Crying
go.
before
Wave
the
the flag.
crying before the race, dude.
Yeah.
parade the
Cheap.
racers
Racers.
before in like rows of 3, like it's Guardians of the Galaxy being introduced or something like that.
Sick.
That's pretty exciting.
I don't think I've ever watched it. Have you?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's not keeping up, man. It's okay.
The thing we're talking about, man, the Indy 500.
Indy 500,
He's like, yeah, dude, Star Wars my favorite, dog.
I've already said I've never seen it. I've never
And
watched it.
the race starts 12:45, but I told everyone to show up at 11:45.
Smart.
I told them that's when the race starts.
Smart.
Because
It's impossible for me to be fucking on time anywhere. So
well, they
I
have to
appreciate
watch the fanfare.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Right.
Well, it sounds like a fun Sunday.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm just gonna
Dude, B-dubs and some racing?
work out a ton. I think
Nice.
that's
It
it.
sounds American.
What about you guys?
Oh, I'm working.
You're working.
I'm not
yeah,
doing anything.
I'll be at work all weekend. I got Monday off, and I think I'm just going to hang out at the house, cook some burgers on the grill, and just America.
Yeah,
Not really like to just sit on the couch by myself and look at the wall like this.
He's like, dude, been watching videos of people swim through caves. It's pretty sick.
No, he's like, is that wall moving right now? That's what he's actually saying.
No, I like to not take drugs and stare at the wall. Just sit there.
I think those are signs of things.
You got something on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I got some things to do.
Because you're not coming to the Indy
No.
event.
It's the graduation, right? Sunday? That's what it is, because that's why you're not going to...
Congratulations.
Thanks. I worked hard for it a long time. Anything else?
Have a good day. They're like, whoa, that was the worst speech of all time. Fucking whack-a-dictorian.
I thought you'd
Get
have
him outta here, dude.
all the places you'd go memorized.
He said, I thought you were having a stroke, honestly.
It is honor. Be here. It's like the dude they had, I can't remember from the guy from the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he was...
Kelsey? Butker?
No, not Bucker. I did see that. But at the NFL draft in April, they had one of the former players come up. I think it was Jamal Charles, actually. And they had him read off the draft pick for this, I think the second round pick. And it was, with a seven pick, the Chief, they select the second pick. I mean, it was so bad. You could clearly tell the dude couldn't read.
Yeah, it's probably like really like wrote out phonetically.
And the guy they drafted was like some kind of like a guard with like a Hawaiian name, like Sumu Ua Patua. And he was like Sumu Patia Tu.
Wait, who's the artist that people say can't read? This is ringing a bell. I'm not going to
an artist like
a musician,
It's like an
a
actor or
Renaissance
something,
artist?
and like they have trouble signing stuff.
I'm not too sure.
Oh man, well,
I know there's a bunch of people like that.
We ask her. We can ask her.
yeah. Go ahead.
Call her. Ask her. Ask her the question.
Who is it? You have Alexa over there? Hey Alexa, what's the celebrity that can't read?
Jennifer Aniston is a celebrity who has spoken openly about her struggles with dyslexia and how it affects
Jennifer
That's
Aniston.
not it. That's not it.
It's not Jennifer Aniston, but
She has achieved great success in her career and is an advocate for those with learning disabilities. Other celebrities who are known to have dyslexia include Richard Branson, Walt Disney, and Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison.
It's okay, Jennifer Aniston. You
That's
can
not it.
read.
That's close
Thomas
enough. That's
Edison
close enough.
couldn't
This is more of
read?
like a conspiracy thing where people like show compilations of them struggling over very basic sentences.
Yeah.
Or like
Walt
asking
Disney
someone else
couldn't
to
read?
read it for them.
Yeah. I know Eminem's notorious for like freezing up on camera, like during like interviews and like guest appearances on TV. They'll be like, "All right, Em, what do you think about the game?" And he'll be like,
He said, "Well, I got a banana slam my eye."
"That is funny when
It's
you
froze.
see celebrities on TV and they can't read." I saw one recently where Shaq and Chuck were on the TNT, like the basketball NBA Tonight show, and they had Shaq read like a dialogue for like a new show coming up or something like that, and they were making fun of him because they were like, "Dude, why are y'all applauding because he read something? Like, y'all are congratulating the man because he can read." And he was like, "All right, Chuck, you go ahead and read it. You go ahead and read it, Chuck." And he was
Calling
like,
out.
"TNT this weekend, the Alien show gonna come out." And he was like, "Chuck knows our words, dude." He was like, "Shut up, Chuck. You dogging me because I read it right, but you're gonna take a shot at it and you can't even do it right." He was like, "Be quiet, man." That shit was funny. You know what I'm talking about? The NBA Tonight?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
Sadly, no.
It's a bunch of analyst on ESPN.
Yeah, they're ex-players.
TNT, and they have a pretty good time. And apparently it's coming to an end. It's like in the last year of its contract. And a bunch of people are bummed. So they've been showing like recently like a lot of highlights like from the past seasons of it. And it just goes back, and it always cracks me up, dude. It always cracks me up. A little sip of water. So, are you originally from this area, from Virginia?
I was born in Indiana. We go all the way back there. I lived on a farm for a couple of years, and then I moved to Alabama, Huntsville.
Okay.
I lived there for about 7 years, and then moved to Ohio.
All right.
Dayton, Ohio.
Back to the Midwest.
Back to the Midwest.
You knew Rob Dyrdek?
What?
You knew Rob Dyrdek?
No, I did not. No. But
okay.
I think Jerry Springer was like from...
You knew him?
Knew him.
Okay, gotcha.
Third hand. You know, he was...
Friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend. Yeah. And then went to Ohio State and graduated and got a job in Richmond, and I moved here.
What year did you graduate from Ohio State?
2016.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sounds right.
Are you a football fan? Did you go to the games and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, I went to all the games.
Who was the quarterback at during the time at Ohio State?
Well, we had Miller, and then we had... maybe we had Pryor my first year, and then we had Miller.
Aren't they? So they're the Buckeyes?
Yeah, Buckeyes.
Yeah.
And it looks
we're
like
nuts.
a weed plant?
They usually produce
Exactly.
like either a really good quarterback or a really like top receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, Ohio State.
And the
Yeah.
Cardale Jones thing, remember that? Mm-hmm. So that was... Maybe that was my freshman year. I just don't remember. When... probably sophomore year, when we won the national championship, and it was with the third string quarterback. That was epic.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know, Russell Wilson went to collegiate.
No?
Yeah.
No.
And then I know he went to Wisconsin. That's where he finished up at, I believe. I think he started off here, and then he went there because I know.
He played high school here. There's a dude that we went to high school with. Him and Russell Wilson have all the high school records.
Oh, you know,
Like they trade
AJ
1 and
Hawk
2.
went to my high school.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I think...
I think he plays... Does he still play?
and Kirk Herbstreit went to
Okay.
my... Yeah, unless I'm mixing up my celebrities.
Was
Went
that,
to-
was that in
I don't know who any of
Ohio?
those
yeah,
people are.
Ohio.
Ohio produces
Those sounded like fake names to me.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Kirk Herbstreit's fake
AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk's an NFL player, and then Kirk Herbstreit, is he a coach or an analyst?
He's
Or
the
was he-
analyst.
he's the analyst. Is it on College Game Day?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I follow a little bit of college football because I follow the NFL pretty heavy. So I like to follow, like, especially when the draft comes up, like that year, who's playing, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know if at the time when you were at Ohio State, you had one of those quarterbacks, you know, that's one of the starters in the NFL now. Because I know C.J. Stroud, he was from Ohio State, right?
Yep.
And you know C.J. Stroud? Texans
Yeah,
quarterback?
I
Yeah,
do
dude,
know
he
that.
emerged and ended up being a dog this
He
year.
just dogged this past year.
So, and I don't know, was Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State? No.
I think so.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just terrible with names. Basically, I don't prepare preseason. Some of my coworkers or
Yeah.
friends, like, know who the draft picks are, and they're like, oh my god, we're going to get a 4-star, a 5-star.
Yeah.
That's
I'll just
crazy.
see who shows up first week.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
those are the people though that really love college football
Yeah.
and don't really like the NFL.
Show up first week, cheer for the team, trash talk other teams.
Yeah.
But some of my coworkers, one of them went to Clemson.
Ooh.
And I flew to Phoenix
Okay.
to watch the playoff, Ohio State versus Clemson.
Nice.
okay.
And I think Ohio State lost 42-0, and that was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And so there's just an understanding that you can trash talk ahead of the game all you want, but like once the game's over,
Yeah.
if you keep talking about it, you're just a dick.
And people want to fight.
It's like, hey man, it's done. It's done. You
Yeah.
did your job.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. I just didn't. I don't think we've had anyone on the podcast that's went to like a major college like that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, that's one of the top in the nation. I can only imagine the Ohio State Michigan games are awesome.
oh yeah,
That's pretty cool.
outrageous.
Well, how did you? Why did you choose Ohio State? Was that like a place you always wanted to go, or is that just like one of the ones like on your list out of?
Yeah, that's just an interesting question. I mean, it was the only school I applied to.
Oh, really?
I didn't
Damn,
even.
well, that's cool.
Damn, dog.
You're just like, I
apply
want to
to-
go there.
'Cause that's a
any other
big school.
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly why. It's just it's pretty much the only. It's not the only state school in Ohio or the public school in Ohio, but it's definitely the best
Yeah.
in Ohio. And my brother had gone there.
Okay.
He was 2 years older than me, and I kind of visited him once or twice, and
Oh,
I
that's
was
cool.
like, hey, I kind of understand what my experience here would be,
Yeah.
and that sounds awesome. And then I wonder, I had a girlfriend at the time, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and I figured that she was a year behind me, and the chances of ending up at the same place would be higher. But and she did go there, but we eventually,
Huh.
obviously.
Did you go to
ways.
any Alabama games? Like, what's that guy's name? Bama what? The guy, he's just got new teeth.
Oh, Roll Tide Willie.
Roll Tide Willie, yeah.
Wait, who's replacing Saban?
They already have somebody, and again, I'm not going to be able to pull the name, but they already do. I think it was, maybe wrong, I think it was the Notre Dame coach, but I am not too sure.
Really, Brian Kelly?
Ask him.
Or the new Brian Kelly went to LSU,
Okay.
so not him.
It was a coach at another school that was a really big name that went there, and I'm not going to be able to pull it. Hey, Alexa, who is the coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide?
The head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide is N.C. Scott.
Never mind.
NC Scott. He also
That doesn't
NC
sound
Scott
right, but-
Fitzgerald.
Cool.
All right, cool.
Alexa doesn't.
Me and her don't get along. She usually doesn't give me what I'm looking for, but then, someone else will show up for the first time, ask one question, and get it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
man,
"Oh,
what'd you think
nice."
about that plant right there?
Have you ever pranked someone and just told Alexa to set an alarm for 4 a.m.?
Oh, I've been in here before and be like, hey, Alexa, order the largest
don't
pack
say
of
it now. Don't say
condoms
it
on
now.
Amazon. They had to
Don't say it now.
change some settings because I was like, hey, Alexa,
Stop,
order a
don't do
5-gallon
that.
bucket of lube. And I think they
plant?
had a couple other things in their cart one time.
Is this a fake plant?
No, it's real. I take good care of it. It's a presidential plant.
It takes really
You
good
can
care
take your
of it, yet
presidential
it's
fitness
completely
patch if you
laying
want
over
it.
all over.
You want to take that? You can have one.
Take the flag?
No, the presidential fitness
No, I'm
patch.
good.
We were
You can
talking
have
about
one.
I didn't
that
earn it.
before he came in here.
You need it.
I didn't
you
earn
earned
it.
it.
No.
You're strong, man. He's a strong man. He's a secret strong man.
Looks like a strong man. I have 2 eyes. I can fucking see.
I think it's a secret.
I don't think it's a secret either.
Like there's a term that the strongmen use. They say that they have like bigorexia. And it's like, I think they mean it like the bigger they are, they just equate it to strength automatically. So they try to avoid like looking at the scale because that doesn't actually know. But I experience it more as like I never like look at myself and I'm like, oh man, you're big. Never.
That's probably a good thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because you want to be big, you want to be strong.
Yeah.
But I've never like.
That's how.
I feel like if you
that's
look at
what
yourself and you're
happens.
like, yeah, I'm fucking big, dude, it's probably a sign that you're probably not as big as you really are. I feel like if you look at yourself and you're like, I'm not that big, you probably are big. I feel like those people...
well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you just did it to get stronger, and that's the difference. You're like, oh shit, I got big.
It happens.
Because you got strong, yeah.
Yeah, dude, fucking eating good and taking supplements and working out, dude, you would definitely put on some pounds and be strong as shit all of a sudden. When I was in the military, I entered in like at 145 pounds. At a high school. I wrestled in high school. Did you play any sports in high school?
I ran
growing
cross
up?
country.
Cross country?
So I graduated at 135 pounds.
Yeah.
And I ran like a 1807 5K. So it's like a 555 mile.
Okay.
Obviously,
So it's like what? Isn't 5K like 3.1 miles?
3.1 miles, yeah.
You ran 18-something minutes?
Yeah, 1807. That was my
I ran a
best.
5K. The best I did was like
I never
21,
have done
22
that.
minutes, 23. But that was in like probably the best shape of my life when I was like 20 years old.
I did the Monument 10K a month ago, 2 months
Okay.
ago, whatever. Like 70 minutes. I was like...
What's that pace?
it's like 12 minutes a mile.
12-minute mile,
So,
yeah.
I mean, terrible. But I knew that I would... my plan was just to run a mile, walk 2 minutes, run a mile, and that's what I did. And, I deadlifted like 450 the day before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'm not going to...
I said, that's a whale heart? That's a blue whale heart. 450 pounds. You don't need to ask her for that. I know that.
You
This
know
guy
that?
knows that. 450 pounds, a whale heart. Motherfucker just like...
Well, whale heart, you'd have to like get your arms around it.
Yeah, they use refrigerator straps.
And I think that'd be the main obstacle of picking up a whale. Well, first of all, what type of whale? I think you said blue whale. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming those are endangered.
Yeah, you'll have to get a dead stinky one off the beach.
Off the beach.
Yeah, that's the only time you're allowed to lift the heart
Those
out
are
of its
dangerous.
body,
They
bro.
They can explode.
They explode. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
If you see a dead whale,
Well, no, because they
Avoid it
that
at all
one
costs.
time. That one time they were like, I think we should explode this with TNT.
They're
And
like,
then it went all over everywhere.
that
in
whale
the
was an
sky.
industry plant. They set it up on the beach, loaded it with TNT, and they were like, listen, this will make sure that the public will never go near washed up whales because they'll think they fucking explode.
They think they have bombs on them because they do.
It's like, dude, the government spent $10 billion to make us think whales explode on beaches. How often does the average person see a whale on a beach?
Dude.
It's like, dude, put it towards something else, brother.
Well, you guys know that birds are actually drones, right?
Oh, yeah,
I've heard
pigeons.
this.
Yeah, birds are drones.
Yes.
And
I saw a headline. I didn't read the article at all today. It was like the headline said, "Birds use mental time travel."
cool.
And I imagine it like when they get up in the air and fly for 1,500 miles.
They probably like,
They're like, just in the fucking zone, just like their body.
That's what you got to do to run.
If that's what it is, it's like running for birds, but it's actually probably taxing, dude. Flying 1,500 miles for like migration and shit.
I mean, I couldn't do it.
he said, yeah, flew 1,500 miles in 3 days and 17 hours. It was a 12-12 pace.
Yeah, dude, flight after flight.
But no, dude, getting back to the weight thing, I got out of high school at like 145, joined the military, and I was around a bunch of dudes that were really into fitness and really jacked and strong and shit. And I met this one dude from Miami, Cuban dude. He's fucking huge. And I used to go to the gym with him, and he's like, yeah, you're not a man until you're over 200
Yeah,
pounds.
that's from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It is.
Arnold
He
said
used to
that,
say,
yeah.
I didn't know that, but he used to be like, yeah, you're not a man until you're over 200.
If you're
And I'm
not
like,
200
"Damn,
pounds, you're not
dude."
a man. You are
And
tiny.
For like 2 years, I just ate and took like weight gainer and just kept eating and working out, like 2,000 calorie shakes. And I got up to like 195 pounds, and I could not get past that
You're strong.
200. Could not. And I remember like,
Did you try drinking?
not at the time, no, because I was only 20 years old. And then I at 21, I went to the UAE, and we weren't allowed to drink, and I was there for a year.
Oh, no.
So it was just work out, work 12 hours, eat, go to sleep 6 days a week. And I got to like 195
Crazy. Dude.
and
That military
came
shit,
home
dude.
and was like, dude, I'm fucking jacked. I'm strong. I don't need to work anymore. And started drinking, and 225. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm a man now, dude.
Yeah, see, but I told you drinking. Yeah, drinking.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, you ever heard of Sailor Jerry's? And I was like, no.
But I'd love to learn
But
about
I'd love
it
to
now.
find out, brother. And the next thing you know, you're like, dude, I'm not strong anymore. And I'm fucking fat.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, I haven't worked out in probably 5 years. It's not good.
It really is about lifting weights. You have
Yeah.
to supplement with weights.
Weight training, resistance training, some cardio. I do miss it, but I just don't have the time for it right now.
Yeah, you gotta
Which is an excuse that probably
most.
most people make, but
put gains before everything.
yeah.
If you're-
There you go. You tell him.
Oh, at this
Tell 'em.
point in my life, I don't want to gain any more weight. I want to lose weight. I would love to lose like 20, 30 pounds and be like 185, 190. I have no desire to be jacked and strong anymore.
No, I think I want to lose like
I want to be
10,
healthy.
10 pounds, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Well,
I
that's
don't
when you do it. You get healthy.
Yeah, I've been meal prepping. I've been eating better. I've been working, you know what I'm saying? Cut back on the alcohol, the Keers. You know,
I've been waking up and running in the morning. Isn't that crazy?
know. Wow.
it's a good way to start your day. I feel
Wow.
like.
Sometimes I even lift weights in the morning.
Yeah, so my
is
wife
that,
Emily
dude?
has been trying to run early in the mornings as well, and I encourage this for a number of reasons. I think it's healthier,
Of course.
and then also just selfishly, means she'll go to bed earlier, so I get another hour of YouTube, and it also means that we can split the dog care in the morning.
Oh, because she's taking the dog with
A little
her?
more. No, she's not. But like,
But she's up, so
if
the
she's
dog
getting up at
goes,
6:30, maybe she'll let the dog out. I
Nice.
get up, and it's also just easier to both get up early than just when
Yeah.
you get up early.
Yeah, I definitely live out in the middle of nowhere, and the nearest gym is like 30, 35 minutes away, and I don't have like a neighborhood to run in because I kind of live on
Tell them again.
like the highway.
when the game's over everything. Okay, that's the
Game's
most
over
important
everything.
thing. So when the pandemic struck, oh my God, what's going to happen? I was supposed to join the 1,000-pound powerlifting club this year. So what I did is I ordered the last of everything. So I got a barbell.
Okay.
But it was the last one on Amazon. I got a bench, so that was a save. And then I couldn't find a squatting rack, so I found you know what a yoke frame is?
No.
It's like you know, it has 2 legs, and then it has a big frame, and the purpose of it is to load it up with, like, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and then have strong men put their, you know, pick it up, like, just 3 inches and carry it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a, you know, if you think of it like a farmer's carry, but it's not like that. It's very similar, but it's across your back.
Okay.
So I bought one of those. That's what I use as my squat rack. And you couldn't find any weights.
Yeah. Pandemic, everything
So
disappeared.
I bought a bunch of concrete.
Mate's weights.
Because you can buy 80 pounds of concrete for like $3 or $4,
Yeah.
I think. It's super cheap. So I just poured.
And you molded it?
Yeah, I mean, it took me several tries to figure out how to do it right. I had like these big metal dishes that I like poured the concrete weight into, thinking I could like just crack it out afterwards. But no, those were one and done metal dishes. And then I eventually like settled on, I like, you know, got some plastic from something and then folded it into a circle and built a wooden frame around it. And then PVC pipes, 2-inch diameter, are perfect.
Nice.
For the bar. So then I just poured the weight all around that with the ends duct tape shut and then like actually just poured the concrete into like a garbage bag and filled it up with the mold. And that's how I made some like 95 pounds.
Did you coat the concrete afterwards?
No.
You didn't like seal it with anything?
No.
Interesting.
No, and then I labeled them all with fractional weights
Mm-hmm.
so that I'd know, like, this one is half pound over, this one's a half pound under, so you'd better, like, you know, pair.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and your thing is like it lifts the whole thing off the ground, right? So it's not like the weights are slamming on the ground. You just put it on the rack, you lift the whole rack, and then the rack
Well, that's what
sets?
the rack is for.
Right.
But I just use it as a rack.
You just use it as a rack.
I just put
Okay.
pins in it and use it as a rack.
And so it can catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I couldn't find any weight, so I just made them out of concrete. That's it.
Yeah, and I was lifting on my deck.
When you're
Ohio
at
State
home,
paid
like,
off for you, brother.
doing nothing, dude.
That's sick. I would have been like, yeah.
You're like the guys on YouTube that make the pools in the jungle. That's like you. Except...
And the squat rack was on my deck because I didn't have a garage at the time.
Uh-huh.
So it's just out there on the deck. And I'd take the barbell into like this little shed thing that I had, so at least that wasn't like rusting. And then like a year later I had someone come out and look at the deck and they were like, yeah, this thing is, you shouldn't be walking on this
Shit,
thing.
dude. He was like, yeah, dude, there's only 1,000 pounds of concrete up in here. He said, the fucking deck's like,
No way, dude. I'm in a 1,000-pound club, but I lost a deck.
he said, dude, you know who else is in the 1,000-pound club? The fucking deck, dude.
Yeah, that's
And he never letting it down. Holy shit.
But to deadlift, I'd go out on the street.
Makes so you can drop it down and slam it and not fuck the deck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense.
People watched.
Yeah, sure.
They knocked in, dude.
They're like, fucking dude, they're lifting in the street.
It was a 2-man job. He said, split the blinds. Someone knocked in from behind.
And the mail truck like went behind me, like because I was pretty far out into the street because that's where it was more level.
Yeah.
So the mail truck like went behind me to deliver mail.
Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the HOA says no lifting in the streets.
Yeah, it's on the paperwork.
Hey, no, I don't
You
live
wrote that
places with
in.
HOAs.
I wrote that in.
I don't want to deal with an HOA. So
Yeah, I can't imagine.
yeah, it does mean that like my neighbor at that house just has overgrown crap everywhere, and the dirt from his yard is somehow spilling out into the street, and it's like his property's expanding because of that. His back deck collapsed.
Oh, nice.
Good God.
He probably had 2,000 pounds of concrete on his deck.
I mean, good for him.
I was like, speaking of crap, did you see the picture I sent of the white dog shit the other day?
Yeah.
That's real white dog shit.
You found some.
Yeah, I haven't seen white dog shit maybe never.
Yeah,
I only heard about it.
I saw
I've
that.
only seen Step
It's a
Brothers.
diseased dog.
That's what it is? What disease dog
that?
produces white dog shit?
I don't know, probably.
I mean,
think-
when it like...
I think from what I
Gets soaked
saw,
by the
because I did
sun,
see
maybe?
like something on that, it was like dog food used to be made with something in it that caused that, and they don't make it with that anymore. Like there was an ingredient or a fucking preservative in the dog food that used to cause that, and that's why you saw it all in the 90s, because everyone was like, dude, Purina, man, you
So
got to get it for your dog.
and
now they don't make that anymore. So
'Cause,
dog food's better than human food now.
So they were like
tried it?
racist.
Yeah,
they
it's
were
good.
racist, and they didn't want their dog to poop black.
Yeah.
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 There, listen, you're going to drive property values down with black turds around here. We need white ones.
And you're like,
This
you
thing's
heard
going
him
up.
say that to the neighbor. You're like,
Oh my God.
He's right.
Someone broke into my car. I think it was that black dog shit. Hey, want the white one? White one's fucking making weights out of concrete, dude. That shit's sick, dude. That's innovative. No, that's fucking sick that like you decided to actually do something instead of being like, well, nothing I can do.
He said before everything, dude.
Yeah, gains before everything. Yeah,
Well, like a lot of people get injured once, and then they're like, well, this is as good
it for me.
This is as good as my body can do. So I injured myself before I could bench 185. Ended up in physical therapy for that.
Damn, what happened? Tear your pec or something?
No, I was deltoid. I was
I was about to say pecker tears.
I was doing an incline bench, and I just failed on one side, and then it went super deep, and the deltoid just tore.
Ooh, yikes! Yeah. That's what weightlifting is dangerous.
I was always scared to lift like really heavy. I was more like, let me put up like 135 and just do it a bunch. You know what I mean? I never really, like I said, I don't think I was trying to like I guess necessarily get big in the sense of like lifting heavy. I just wanted to weigh more.
He said you just wanted to stay soft.
Yeah. Dude, I totally have mad respect for people that lift heavy ass weights because I'm not going to lie, that shit scares me. When I see people do, what is it when they lift it above their head and they open their feet?
Olympic, man. I see them just,
They made us do that in high school in weight training, and I'm telling you, did it once, I was like, nah, I'm good.
When people hurt themselves,
and it was like lightweight too, like
when
not
people
shit.
hurt themselves and they sit down and then their weight collapses on their spine, you can see their spine go like that, dude.
Like compress.
That shit fucking gives me the gurks.
Yeah, no,
it's fucking like those heavy weights.
Yeah,
that's when you see people's pecs tearing. They're like, and you're like, You see the dudes like tear their biceps and shit.
Yeah,
you just see it. Nice little bicep goes. I'm good today.
It like deflates.
Yeah.
I'm
it looks like a tire. It just
withdraws. It shrivels.
Have you always been into like fitness? Like
No.
What got you into it? What was something that like when did you start your weightlifting journey?
Probably
pandemic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been a journey, quite a journey. You know, sophomore year of college.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's not overnight.
No.
I first started lifting weights when I was like 20 something because I was like, I'm the world's skinniest fat man. And I was a skinny man with a nice round belly.
And little man boobs.
I was like, I'll get out of here with that.
It's weird. It's funny because he was the skinniest, tallest dude, but like, it was just like, how is 86% of your weight just right in that one spot? Nothing else.
PBR.
Yikes.
So once I started drinking, I had to lift the weights.
Yeah, like sophomore year, I was like, everyone says they want to be big.
Of high school or
no college? Because I
graduated.
True.
Yeah. I was like, everyone says they want to be big. How hard could it actually be? And so I gained like 40 pounds over the summer, just working out and eating like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was close to 40 pounds.
Jesus.
And then I don't know, I kind of on and off until I graduated, and then I guess I started working out again once I started working. So like 2017 to 2020, the 1,000-pound goal. And then I took like 3 years.
What is the 1,000-pound goal?
It's when your deadlift, squat, and bench total over 1,000 pounds.
And is that something
in whatever way you want? In whichever combination.
Yeah, whatever combination.
They just have to add up to it.
Just add up.
Because you're going to deadlift way fucking more than you bench.
Yeah. I mean, so typically it's like 2 plates for benching, 3 plates for squat, and 4 plates for deadlift, and then you need to add like 20 pounds just somewhere.
Gotcha.
And then I more or less took like 3 years off, kind of, because I decided that once I hit 1,000 pound, that was my goal. So I switched to biking, and I biked like crazy, and I did a 103-mile bike ride.
Yeah, that cardio.
103-mile bike rides?
Yeah, I did 103
Holy
miles.
shit.
That's crazy.
It took me a long time. I'm not fast at any of these things because I was still like relatively big. But and then I did a half marathon, and then I said, well, I might as well just do a full one. And my wife said, okay, well, I'll do a half while you do your full. And I thought I'd be done after I did the full. Like, okay, I did it. I'm gonna go back to like lifting. I'm gonna pick another goal. And then she did the half while I did the full and said, well, now I need to do a full as well, so you're going to do it with me.
Do some more fulls.
Yeah, so I did 2 more fulls with her, one in Disney and one Richmond.
So you ran around Disney.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, and then like only like 6 months ago that I decided to really get back into lifting. Maybe 6 months to a year ago, I really can't tell you. and now I'm at 1,200 pounds.
Damn.
So the goal
What's
is
the breakdown on all three?
It's 495 deadlift,
Okay.
405 squat, and then a even 300-pound bench.
Jesus.
And I was so happy when I did this. I did the squat first, and I was like, oh my god, this is so great. And then I did the deadlift a couple days, and I was like, yes. And then the goal for benching is 315, and I put 307 because I did buy little 1 pound weights.
Mm-hmm.
Put 307 on, and then I failed.
Okay.
And it was like, man, now I feel like crap again. You can't even.
You're almost there.
I know, but like,
is the bench the hardest one? Do you think to like achieve?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Probably.
Is it just because the lower body just
It's built.
has so much? Like, do you think it has just more strength?
Yeah, I think it's just more strength, and I have
kinda
other
using
theories.
more-
Like, you're also like every day you're doing something with your back and your legs.
Sure,
you're
and
like
your core.
constantly,
Yeah.
and then your chest. Like your chest doesn't need to be strong. I don't actually think there's like a much of a reason to bench more than 135. Right? Like there's not.
Right.
It's not going to do much for you just walking out in the world.
So what is 135 on the plate?
It's 45 on each side.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm saying that was like I remember like just that being like normal for me. I was like I felt good with that. Like it was challenging, but it wasn't like I wasn't like scared of that.
don't
You know what I
think
mean? I was
I've
like,
ever
so
done
that's
that.
a good weight for me. I like it. And obviously you got to way higher than that. 185, 205, 250. You can start going up more. But once it just got to those like weights where I felt like I could only push it once or twice, that shit scared me. I was like, nah, I'm good. I think I'm gonna go back down. Has challenging yourself like physically like that with some kind of a goal always been like something you've used to motivate yourself, or like what's the thing behind that? Why do you like these hard, challenging?
I think kind of fundamentally, it's like I think that we're more or less all capable of pretty similar things. Like I think that if you decided that chess was your thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you actually just studied it for hours a day, because that's what it would take for chess,
Right.
you would be
Good.
pretty good chess player. Maybe not even a grandmaster. Maybe a grandmaster after 10 or 20 years. I don't know. But we're all pretty much made of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
So-
takes time in.
So when you see someone else doing these awesome things, might as well try. But I'm
If
not
you
one of those
want
people
to,
that's
if
like
you want to.
you should be doing it.
Yeah.
Or something.
No, it's if you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's the thing too. A lot of people don't have that perspective that like technically I can pretty much do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mean, it's like not trying to be like a confident asshole, but it's like everybody is fully capable of, like you said,
Yeah.
focusing in on what is it, the one thing that you want, and then
Yeah.
cool.
We all have seeds of greatness.
Yeah.
And seeds of idiocy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you gotta water them shits, dude. Takes
I
time.
think it's just the,
Focus.
So many older people that I know, like maybe our generation is just different, but they have like all these weird ideas about exercising. Like, oh man, your knees are just going to explode.
Yeah.
one of these days. And I'm like, well, I mean, maybe, but if there's an exercise that I can do, like I'm just gonna make it up. Like let's say I can squat 315 8 times. If I'm that strong, then my knee's not going to explode from.
Walking around off the sidewalk.
Yeah, or like they told me, like, don't do a marathon, it won't be fun, and you'll, regret it. And I was like, okay.
Well, it's crazy because like so many injuries in the NFL are like non-contact injuries, not even like weight room injuries and stuff like that. It just is the body just eventually something just breaks down. You know what I mean? It usually doesn't come from weight training. Honestly, it usually just comes from like just
Genetics.
getting to a point. No, just to a point where it's like, oh, it's been worn out and now it just needs to be rehabbed and come back stronger. But that is funny because that used to be a thing where it was kind of frowned upon to like really lift weights, like you said, like really heavy weights. It was almost just like, wasn't that like in the 90s where it was just more like you should do more cardio and like light weights, and anything above that you're going to destroy your body and your knees.
Well, see,
and you're not
you
going to
heard
be able
my
to walk
knees,
when
my
you're 50.
firecracker knees. I want to be able to
I heard,
do shit like
earlier
that.
he squatted down and his knees
Yeah, they're
cracked.
Firecracker knees.
Oh man.
It does it all day long, and I do it. I go up and down all day long, and it just cracks away.
Well,
Is it bad?
I don't know. Maybe if there's only one way to find out.
Just continue to do what I'm doing.
No, just get stronger and see if they
Well,
still.
that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to lift weights again for my health, for my knee health.
There you go. Yeah. So my younger brother,
Knees blow out.
a couple years ago, discovered that he has like a kind of heart defect. So
Okay.
one of his valves is a bicuspid, instead of a tricuspid, so it has 2 flaps instead of 3 flaps. And this
Yeah.
creates backflow issues, can cause aneurysm buildup, do all kinds of things. And so his doctor told him one of the things is
Don't
like,
you have a lot of experience with the 3 flaps?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
okay,
A lot of experience.
sir.
Sorry about that.
I don't know.
Because you said the 3
Okay,
flaps.
cool.
He's been staring at that wall a long time, dude. Just
He's good. He's good.
He's good.
He's real good. And so his doctor told him like, well, don't lift weights to the point where like you're like holding your breath to like put more effort into it, because like that's not going to be good for your heart.
Gotcha.
And then he's like, and then all your family should like go get tested, because there's a 50% chance that each of your brothers has a 50% chance of having this. So it's like, well, I really need to hit the dream goals before
the doctor tells you
The
stop
games of
stop
everything.
doing that.
yeah, before I find out whether it's going to kill me.
Yeah, doctor's like, you shouldn't be doing that. You're like, that's why I didn't come.
I'm 15 pounds away.
Have you gotten tested for that? No. So does the doctor think it's something that might be like hereditary? Is that why it's a 50% chance of everything?
Well, the other brother's
Everybody
like
has a different level. Everybody, a couple of different flaps.
Mm-hmm.
All the flaps are different. So yeah,
it's like a fingerprint. Is that what you're?
yeah.
All
It's
of
like
our
a
hearts are
snowflake.
snowflakes. They're all different.
Yeah.
But they're all the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just probably a genetic.
Well, how did he find that out? Like, how did he find out you only have 2 flaps?
Well, I mean,
Or
it's
he-
one of those things where every time you go to the doctor, they like listen to your heart.
Okay.
And it's not always doing like a little bit of a weird. You can't always detect it. It's just kind of seeing if it's misbehaving at the time, I guess. And then this time it happened to be a little off.
Like they
So
heard
it
something.
misfires.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
I didn't know if
misfires.
something happened like while he
No.
was at work or working out and he like had passed out or something, and that was the cause of the test. So
No,
it was
he's
just like
too
a
thin.
routine like physical thing.
Yeah.
And they just heard
It's like,
something.
oh man, we should strap some electrodes up to your body and see if this is an actual thing or not.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
When's the last time you had a physical?
Long time, dude.
You?
I think a little over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to get one every 2 years for my license. DOT
what'd they say?
physical. They're always just like,
They say great.
good.
Great.
Well, my wife scheduled it. I didn't.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
we have
good.
to get one every 2 years for your CDL. You have to have a DOT physical. And it's just pretty like standard routine. They check your blood pressure, check your weight, listen to your heart, make sure you can touch, bend over and
cup
touch
'em?
your toes.
They cup them.
Oh, yeah, they cup them. They check your flaps. I've
Check
got
your
2.
He said, and he has 2 also.
Oh wow.
But
Pretty good.
no, it's just one of those things. Like I don't know if I would have had a physical over the past 10 years if it wasn't for
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
don't know why I would ever do that. But you're supposed to routinely,
Yeah,
right?
every
like, go
year.
in,
It's
yeah.
supposed to, and I don't know at what age like it'll feel like I really, really should.
That's what I'm saying. I at this point would have never been like, you know what? I think I need a physical. But because my job mandates it, it's like that's something I have to go do. And every time
Do they
I
tell
go
you
in there,
you're-
always like so nervous that something's gonna be wrong. I don't know
Exactly,
why.
yeah.
And then literally they're like, blood pressure's great, everything sounds good, your flexibility looks fine. Could probably do a little exercise, lose some weight, but other than that, you're good to go. How many drinks do you drink a week? I'm like,
Right.
Oh no,
two. Oh.
No.
They said also one question. You're really flexible. How many times have you tried to yourself?
Well,
Mine never asked me that. I don't know what doctor you're going to. Maybe this explains why you haven't been there in a while. Zach.
oh,
We should-
he goes to the one behind that dumpster out there behind that gym.
He said, you trying to suck yourself off?
He said, dude, yeah,
How often?
I've been pretzeling myself at night and really working on these knee poppers.
Wasn't there a celebrity that they rumored that they had a rib removed?
Oh, yeah, Marilyn
That was
Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Is it real, though?
I don't
Or is it
know.
a myth?
Yes, it's real. It's real.
Do they
Industry
worship the owl god? Or is it a myth? Yo, I told you last time we were trying to do a pod, we talked about like TikTok. We talked about like the power and control that they have of information, and my computer reset.
Oh, did
Not
it?
trying
Well,
to scare
you're
you,
lucky.
but-
You're lucky. Your files weren't deleted.
Dun, dun,
There's some
dun.
serious,
They're out there.
I know someone who works at TikTok.
Really?
She gives me the inside scoop.
Yeah, because they give you money. They want you. It's money, right? Isn't that what you want?
No, she like works for corporate TikTok. She's
Right,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
it's
It's like, oh, we'll give you a job. Work for us. They're like, it's a great job, great benefit.
She hates it.
Great money.
Really?
Yeah,
Where's it at?
It's TikTok.
this is some bullshit.
Where's their corporate headquarters?
So they're in Austin, but they don't like have an office. They have a WeWork facility.
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
and they have
China just leases all of our fucking commercial
one
real
desk
estate.
per 1.8 people.
Jesus.
And then they mandated that. She lived in Richmond, and they made her move to Austin for this job. And then her husband worked for Capital One, and
now he works for TikTok too.
No.
Oh God!
But for a long time, like you just didn't have to go to the office for Capital One; they just weren't enforcing it. And then sometime this year, Capital One started enforcing a hybrid policy where you're going to start getting yelled at if you don't go to the office enough. But they'd already moved to Austin.
Oh, I see.
And his manager had told him that he was going to get a remote exception so that he could like just work in Austin.
Okay.
And this manager is just, fat and lazy.
Liar.
And didn't fill out the paperwork.
So he lost his job.
Oh, he still has it, but he's like driving to Dallas every other week. To
go to maybe a
to go to a different
there.
office. He visited me for a week to like stay, and swipe into the office here. And he, his wife has a twin sister up in DC, so stay with her. But it's just
no way.
Waste so much money and resources.
I feel like if your job can be done remotely, you should be able to do it remotely as long as you're doing your job. You know what I mean? Like you're saving so much. You said, just waste. I mean,
and then when they call and they check, they're allowed to say, "Put the camera down to your pants. Do you have pants on?"
You're just sitting there with like a blazer and a collared shirt.
And just no pants.
No, not at all. If I'm at
and they're
home.
like, we need to see your pants for you to get this job. And some of the guys like that they do that because they're pantsless and they'll sit there. They're
like, I've been waiting
turn the
for
camera
this
down.
moment.
I'm glad you caught me.
Do you work remotely or a hybrid or anything like that?
I mean, technically I'm remote. It's very,
office job?
Very complicated. Very complicated.
Your
Very
job?
complicated.
Well, there is an office.
Don't ask this man about his personal life.
Okay.
I'm technically a remote person, but we have an office here, and I prefer to go into the office once or twice a week. I think hybrid is the right solution. There's just ways that you like.
There's some flexibility that you can give.
We have a friend that does Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and is off at home Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, ours is theoretically we go into the office Tuesday, Thursday, but I have a remote exception, so I'm not required to go in. And then what actually happens is I text my coworkers, like, okay, who's bailing this time? And then someone's like, oh, I might have COVID. I'm not coming in. I'm like, oh, my dog just got neutered. I'm staying home. Yeah.
So it kind of works out when you need it to.
Yeah.
Did your dog get neutered like last year?
How many grandparents do you have?
That's another dog, okay? They're like, I swear.
It was a different dog.
They're like, and also, just to let you know, all of your grandparents are dead.
Yeah.
So you can't use that anymore.
I still have 2 left, so.
Yeah, I got grandparents left. They're kicking.
Yeah.
They're not kicking. They're slowly shuffling.
They're wheeling.
No, mine are kicking. They're like
Yeah.
doing 3-mile walks. They're like.
There you go.
They're like.
What kind of television shows do they watch?
Fox.
That's why they're kicking.
What do you
Their
expect?
blood pressure's just through the roof.
They're like, have you seen what's going on in this world?
They'll sometimes they'll just say like,
Oh, that's a camera. And we're back.
Dude, my fiance's on the same thing. Like, I have in college and in my early 20s, I spent a lot of time working like night shifts, and then I would come home at night, and because no one's around and everyone's asleep, I really got into just buying like Blu-ray movies and just coming home, popping in a movie.
Before we start, sorry, I don't want to interrupt
What's
you.
up?
Don't forget, we're going to talk about government control of information and a new revolutionary future. Don't forget.
so
Because we've, just don't forget.
Blu-ray.
Well, that at the time was just like.
You didn't just. Have you heard of Pirate Bay? I mean.
Oh no, I like to.
He's an old
rewatch
school
movies,
guy.
and I'm like, dude, I want the actual copy of it because this is something that no one can ever take away from you.
He said, I want the
but
actual cigarette.
Blu-ray is
I want the actual
a
cigarette.
specific technology that they could. Do they make Blu-ray players anymore? Eventually they'll stop.
Xboxes play Blu-rays.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there you go.
Xbox.
Yeah,
And I'm just saying that, like,
Microsoft, man.
if you want to play like a VHS,
Yeah, you're kind of screwed.
you're kind of screwed.
Well, again, this was also 12 years ago.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, this was at a time when they were like, you could go to FYE and get for like $13 4 movies for the night
Yeah.
and just go home. And then this is also before I think Netflix had just started kind of like streaming.
Yeah.
And it was still not like that easy to access it. Like you couldn't just get on your smart TV or your Xbox and hit the app. I think it was more of like you had to hook a computer up to an HDMI and run it to the TV. So the easiest solution at that time was just to go get a couple movies, come home and watch them. And so I have at home now like hundreds of movies, and all the time I'm like, hey, this is a really good movie. Like, for example, The Shining. Do you want to watch this? Oh, I don't really like old movies. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's a great movie. Watch it. We'll watch it. Halfway through, she's like, it's kind of boring. I'm not that into it. I'm like,
He's like, what do you mean?
I'm like, dude, this is fucking so good. How does this not?
Well, in regards to the VHS, think about, remember the VHS? It was like a Jankovic?
I don't know what that
or
means.
a Janovich?
You know, I do think that a bit of it is
I don't know
just...
what that means.
You don't remember that?
No.
Like, a bit of it is just like, it's not like a movie was... Like, music. It's not like music was worse in the 90s, right? Like, just tastes change over time. And so, like, a decade is a genre of movie itself. And so, you gotta try a couple before... You can't just take the first
100%.
piece.
Like 80s movies?
Oh, dude, give me
But
80s.
we're not talking about movies right now.
Early
Again,
2000s,
don't forget, we're
all
talking
Ferris
about...
Bueller's Day Off? Don't like that?
Yeah, we're not talking
Oh, we're
about
not
80s
talking about... I'm
films.
sorry. I was-
Love.
We're not talking about movies?
We're not talking about movies?
He wants to talk about government information or
Oh,
something.
sorry. Go ahead. Government information.
And Zach, you're on the clock.
If I was president.
What do you want to talk about?
No, for real, for real.
Go ahead. Hit us with it. Hit us with that knowledge, brother.
It's not knowledge,
Area
man.
51?
But it's just, I mean,
So,
there's
I'm going to
there's-
preempt this.
So
Okay.
I want to say that I am a philosopher.
Okay.
I think about theories, and I think about things that could be in theory,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I do that.
Deep thinker.
But there are people out there that apply this theory,
Okay.
and they make applications of them. It literally feels like that Nikola Tesla shit where he's like, I don't get these ideas. I'm just like an antenna. I get these ideas from somewhere else. I think we talked about this before. It's like,
do we create ideas or they come to us?
and so
Yep. Do we discover math?
when you
Yeah, or
truly
did
when you truly
Did it just pop up?
live the way humans are supposed to live,
Okay.
is how you are in tune, the same frequency of getting these things, and it is valuable information. And scientists, people that have a scientist brain, they're coming up with revolutionary theories and being able to apply them in real time, molecular shit. This is the future. And it's going to be some crazy, mark my word, long bet me. Put the money on it.
Okay.
Because it's going to be some crazy shit that shakes up the world.
But isn't that always the case?
Yes.
Like if you were in the
And it's-
1950s and you go, and if you took a guy from the 19
There's going to be another war.
Yeah, if you took a guy from the
I'm telling you what.
1950s and you like teleported him to this point right now, he'd be like, "This shit's fucking crazy."
No, I'm telling you, it's going to be like,
That's
do
called
you remember
advancement.
when we thought as humans that the earth was flat?
No, well, like Flight was like that.
Right.
I mean,
it's
we
going to
have
be
this-
like that. There is going to be some new shit very
Yeah, but there always
soon.
is some
Nukes
new
were
shit.
like that.
Nukes were like
Internet
that.
was like
but it's-
that.
but it-
Cell
it
phones
gets
were like
rid-
that.
it's
The
after
wheel. Can you
internet.
imagine the first time you saw like a wagon go by? You're like, the fuck?
I actually invented the wheel.
No shit.
You know, we're on the.
He said,
we're
"Yeah,
on
made
the,
him out
we're
of
on the
concrete and
precipice.
fucking lifted him, dude."
That's right. That's right.
No, we're on the precipice, bro. We're on the cusp of some revolutionary new level shit. Everybody's tired of wars. They're like, why are we fighting these stupid economic wars for whatever reason, right?
Well,
For
we
whatever-
fought wars since the beginning of civilization. That's just a part of mankind.
Right.
Like men, I think humans will always fight wars,
But
no matter
there's
what
going to be
advancements you
something
make.
that
and
bonds
how-
us in a way that there is impossible to deny one and break the bond to where I'm going to argue about your skin color. It's going to go away. Telling you. It's
Yeah,
going to
when
be
we all
and it's
become
it's
the
gonna
same
be backed
skin
in
color.
science. It's going to be backed in science.
It's like,
gonna
dude, my
correlate
baby
with
mama
religion.
and her baby mama, we
All
all
of
the
it.
same color now.
You're going to see all of the religions and science come together in some crazy way. And it's
I don't
going
think
to
we'll see
change
that.
the
We
world.
probably won't see that.
I think there's going to be a solar flare that will take out the internet, and it will take us decades to recover. Because when the internet goes down,
Chaos is going to fucking...
Well, I mean, some of those
That's how
missiles
you
are
do
going to
it.
fly. They're going to be like, oh, their systems are down. We're just going to do a back of the envelope calculation, hit the
Whoops.
fire button, done. I just came up with that right now, but I think it's pretty
No,
good.
I think I've heard
dude,
that
it's-
before.
it's-
Like our
it's a-
power grid is like very vulnerable at one fucking
No,
thing
the
like
solar
that.
flare
and-
thing is not. That's not, I didn't come up with that, but the whole like some other country's going to take advantage of it and just
Oh yeah. You came up with that.
Yeah, I
I
came
couldn't
up
cut
with
it apart. Yeah.
Make him the leader.
Yep.
I thought you were going for a fist bump because I couldn't see
I'll
your
take that
finger.
too.
I couldn't see your finger.
2024.
I was head on. Yeah.
It's like the father and what's that painting? The fingers when they touch.
I'm not a scholar.
Yeah, it's on the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, what's it called?
God's touch,
Something.
gift of life. I'm
I like
kind of
those.
guessing.
We can call it any one of those.
I think
But
it's. I don't know. I don't even want to get it there. I think for some reason that it's a sacrilegious painting. Okay,
Oh yeah.
because God breathed life into
Mm-hmm.
Adam. He didn't touch him with his finger, like a lover being torn away into clouds.
No, there was a lot of
Breathed life.
There was a lot of homo techno coming out around.
Made
then.
Adam from clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that someone should burn that chapel down.
Yeah.
You know that's where they elect the Pope,
see,
right?
then I'm telling.
The Sistine Chapel. Is that what it is?
That room is where they elect the Pope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you though, all of that shit. You're gonna be like, oh, you can see where they came up with this expression of what happened. It's like a way to try to describe what happened, and then science is going to be able to pretty much 99% prove, hey, this is pretty much it. And it's like all of these people were pretty much right.
Which people?
Everybody.
Everybody?
The gurus.
Everybody's got a little bit right.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can, like, I think it's good to think about these things and, like, hope for a better world where we become, like, more unified and not so much as, like, enemies. But at the same time, I think there's just so many uncontrollable variables in our universe that tomorrow something could just happen and just be done.
Right.
Like, it's it.
And that's when the divine
So you, like,
comes
work
in.
for a better tomorrow.
That's
and you,
when
like,
the
hope
divine
that
comes
something
in.
futuristic and, monumental is going to change the world.
And
But
beautiful and progress and progression helps progress and not
I think you just got to hope that it doesn't all fall apart
right.
before your time is done.
Right.
Yeah, like that
Oh,
would.
no,
that
it's
would,
not about me. It's about humanity.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be gone soon. I could be gone tomorrow.
yeah,
I really do
How much
feel
you've been
like
staring at the walls? Yeah,
dude.
that. I stare.
He said it's a soft white.
It's not a hard white.
I think it's more eggshell. I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Beige.
Oh, it's the sunglasses. Never mind. It is actually.
Beige. Yeah. No. Life's good.
Fuck
Those
yeah.
glasses are good to wear.
Yeah, I agree. So where do you think we, like, so what is your hope? What is your idea? Like, what do you think we're going towards? I mean,
Better for sure.
like when you
Better
think
for
about
sure.
these things as a philosopher, as
Mm-hmm.
you call yourself, like, and you try to apply in these ideas, like, what is the hope? Like, do you have?
Oh, I have hope.
But what
The
is
hope
it?
is
Like, hope
positive.
for what?
The hope
Like,
is like for growth. And I understand that, a lot of times your growth comes through failure.
okay,
And failure is hard. And it hurts in all types of ways. And then you have to choose to grow from it. And so that's what we as humans are doing.
growing, yeah, of course,
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'll tell you. United States of America. We are the leaders of the world right now. We have been for a while, and for some other nefarious ways, maybe even, right? But we are. And if we're like, yee, not going to be good.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's just us. I think that's pretty much a majority of the world.
And it gets down to
mean,
because
there's a
the
distraction that's-
information
there's
is
a distraction
controlled,
that's been-
and people are dumb for a reason.
People have always been dumb, though.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always been.
But you could, as a culture, now look at with the information technology
Yeah.
of like, dude, you could, as a culture, be like, let's fucking grow. Let's continue to grow. I know you're 67,
Yeah.
but you've got an anger issue still,
Yeah,
And I know you're only 55, but you've been smoking crack for 20 years.
yeah.
You got some
That
issues.
guy started at 35. That's wild.
I mean, it's a lady. Went through divorce. Give him a break.
Damn, he was like, you know what I think would help me turn my thing around right now? Crack. He's like, fuck yeah, 20 years. Let's do it. He's either super productive or has nothing. It's one of the two.
For real, no. And then those people need help, and it just takes focus, man. Like you said, just in regards to like the weightlifting. Like, you just gotta focus. You gotta make it a focus.
I think it's very hard to convince someone that they need help if they don't already know it. You know, so if someone
right, their help, it's like they don't even
has
take
an
it.
anger issue.
So
well,
it's
they don't
a
have an anger
relationship.
issue. Everyone else is an asshole.
It's a relationship. Like, learning from one another, and you have to like have that view. You're right. Some people are like, "Fuck you, dude. I don't know you."
I mean, dude, life's super deep, and like you talked about with frequencies, like a radio station, there's
Lots of frequencies.
so many different channels you can listen to, and
Yeah,
guess
you
what?
gotta get off those bad stations.
There's certain, percentage of the populations that are tuned into different stations, and you know what? Like, I guess at the end of the day, if your, frequency is aligned with more of this thinking, and you are in that community, and you try to make, spread the word or whatever that might be, or make the world a better place, like, and that is what makes you fulfilled as a person, then I think that's like awesome. But at the same time, like, you're not going to be able to get that shit across to everybody. Like,
No,
there's
you're
just some
not.
people
And you
that
accept that,
doesn't,
yeah.
and you do that, and that's just, I think the best you can do. I mean, and as long as you, like I said, as long as you at the end of the day or at the end of your life or whatever that may be, or this world or your existence, I feel like as long as your existence with like you feel fulfilled at the end of it, then I think you've
And that's respectful.
achieved
And that's respectful.
what
in
you
its
should
own
have
way.
achieved in this world, no matter what that may be. And there
And
can
everybody's
be a
different.
million things,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
of course.
as long as you're fulfilled, and I think the problem is that it's so easy to be lazy and especially in this day and age,
Right.
to just be distracted, that I think time does slip away from you, and then all of a sudden you are older and maybe you haven't achieved or fulfilled those kind of more spiritual needs in your life, and you get to the end of it and you're like, fuck, man.
What's interesting is that a big spiritual need is contentment, right?
Yeah.
And that,
But that would make you lazy.
that might make you late. Exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe laziness is fine if that is your end or your
Yeah.
goal.
I mean,
But see, and
Yeah.
But a lot of people
I
have
would-
trouble being happy with whatever they pick their goal is, even if they accomplish it.
dude, some of the
I would
happiest people
argue-
in the world are some of the most oblivious, just
Well,
Huh?
see, I would argue to
My
where
dog.
I would argue to where
happiest guy in the world.
the difference
So
is.
Scotch and bourbon. I mean, if my name was Scotch, I'd be pretty fucking happy too.
Dude, I'm telling you, the difference is like. No, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, don't worry about it.
Come on, man, get the thread back.
God, dude, come on.
Thread the needle.
Someone slap him. So we don't have any anti-vaxxers here, do we?
Anti-vaxxers? No, I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
Both
I
of you got
didn't get the vaccine, but I'm not
And I'll
against
also
it.
preface, not only did my computer reset when we started talking about all this shit last time, which it hasn't this time, but
I
last
grew up
time
my
I did
whole
mention
life.
shit about COVID, and I'll say the name.
Oh, no.
He who says the name. The
What?
name who we do not speak of.
What?
I'll say it. Last time I said something about COVID, they took it off the internet.
Did they really? Oh, well, I don't have any. I don't have
Back
any
in
comments.
back in the era.
Again,
Information.
my whole view, and again, it's my opinion. If you fucking want to get it, go ahead. If
Well,
you
we
don't,
probably
I
have to
mean,
remove this.
No,
now.
but
I don't
was
care.
no,
Take it
no,
down.
I was
But-
talking about. I remember what I was going to say, and it was about the two extremes of the contentment and being so happy you're just oblivious, because it's a balance that you have to have, and you can't be fully focused on one thing, but you can be fully focused in that moment, and then you can balance to the other things, and that's what people have to do. They have to learn to balance.
Yeah.
People get so caught up in themselves. They're like, I'm going home. I'm having 3 margaritas tonight, and I don't care what happens. And they're like, you didn't have dinner for your kids, though? She's like, they know on Friday nights that they take care of themselves.
It's mama's time.
It's margarita night tonight for me.
Bring the cigs
So
and
some
wine.
people get caught up. Oh, dude, cigs and wine, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, bust them out.
Oh shit.
Represent, dude. You got to represent sometimes, and those people are out there. And like you said, no matter how hard you try, some people are just like, I don't know you. They're like, get out of here. I don't need none of that. Worry about this.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to change, I'm telling you. It changes you. And it changes you and me. That's all we can do.
We're changing things, I guess, Matthew.
No, we are.
Well, I don't want to be a good person.
I think these last couple of years definitely open up people's eyes to some just different way of thinking, and that way of thinking is starting to rear its head, and maybe it was a good thing to shake the fucking world up with some kind of a, worldwide pandemic, and I think it was a bad thing.
Like I
Couple
said,
wars.
the failures.
Give me the
It's like the
pandemic.
phoenix rise to the ashes.
I mean, I think
It's just real.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean,
We're circling back.
I like what you said the other day, not going back, but going forward.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? Instead of circling back, like move forward. You know what I mean? Like this was an eye opener. Whatever you think that might be, whether it's media, whether it's insurance companies, whether it's our government, whether it's vaccines, whatever it was that maybe helped open up the majority of the country's eyes, or whatever percentage that might be, kind of like sparked like a different like view on things. I think for the majority of the people, and you're always going to have again a certain population of people that are just like
extreme.
I don't give a fuck. Extreme. Whether that extreme is like left or right, whatever. I think the majority of the people are in the middle, honestly, and that the loudest voices are the few on the outside.
Yeah,
the middle, baby.
Of course.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, I mean, dude, as long as I think, we just maybe don't follow the, follow the pack. We kind of like think for ourselves a little bit more, you know what I mean? I think, hopefully that's what happened with this whole thing, and we'll see where this ends up. I mean, we got a big year ahead of us in November. We're going to find out, that's going to cause another freaking tidal wave of emotions and feelings and anger and hate, like
mistrust
on whatever side I think gets elected. It's going to cause a big ass stir again.
Show us the receipts.
It's going to be a stir. It's going to be wild. I'm not super political. I don't really follow it that much. You know what I mean? Obviously,
I don't really follow
you got to read
it,
a little bit and kind of
scream in the
up
streets
a little bit. Yeah.
I'm not educated. I'm opinionated.
Yeah, I do go out there. I don't really know much about it, but I scream my fucking ass off.
But
because I'm an American.
Yeah,
man.
It's your God-given right.
But hell yeah! Thanks for coming on, Matthew.
Yeah,
it was nice to meet you.
Oh yeah,
get you on another one because
love to have you come on again.
This is
and
a guy I
talk
rock climb with. This guy, we'll get him. We'll get him on the wall.
Oh yeah, you want to come on?
Come
this
eventually.
Sunday.
I'll have to find a day and I'll come on up and give it a shot.
Get strong, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, 70-hour work weeks. It's with two kids.
It's too many hours.
Huh?
It's too many hours.
Of course, but I have a goal of financial freedom and
fire.
I would like to get to a point where I don't have to work really as much anymore, and I can kind of make my own decisions and do what I want to do with my time. And I'm willing to put that extra time in
now. That's
I'm willing to put it in now because in a few years I would like to be able to not really work that much.
So not quite fire, but the fire is there's a financial independence something.
Okay.
Retire. Financial independence, retire early. Fire is work as hard as you possibly can until you're 35 to 40.
Yeah.
And then retire.
I thought you meant light your house on fire and cash in.
No.
You're like a fire? That's what you're going to use?
There's a fire movement. There's
like
there's
a great solution.
There's a subreddit for it.
Okay.
The great solution, fire.
No, I mean, that's kind of the idea, but I don't know if it's...
You'll actually retire yet.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have 2 kids. They're 3 years old. I'm not retiring at 35 or 40. I will probably definitely more than likely...
Go to college.
My goal is 55.
55.
Not have to be like the person that's gotta work till 67 to collect Social Security because I couldn't make it without it. You know what I mean? I know some people in my fiance's family that are going to work until the day they die. Yeah. Because they just did not invest. They didn't plan.
Die on
the
Walmart floor. That's what we call it.
And that's the
Some
thing.
People like to do that, though.
I'd never really thought about that at all. I was very lazy with money. Never budgeted. Always just spent more than I had. I mean, especially in my 20s. Just lived it up. And then having kids opened my eyes to, not being able to be there as much because you have to work for things. Mm. So I was like, you know what? When they were born, I was like, I'm going to give myself a 5-year goal to get to a point where, because I talked to your dad about it one day too in the grocery store. He was like, do it now while they're young, while they're babies and stuff. Of course, get your time with them and enjoy the time with them, but do it now while they're young. That way you don't miss everything later.
Have you watched any Caleb Hammer?
I don't know who that is.
He does a bunch of he does financial audit on YouTube.
Okay.
He gets a bunch of people on, and they're typically in very dire straits financially, and he looks at all the finances they've done, everything they've bought over the last month, and then works out a monthly budget with them. And it's very clickbaity right now.
Yeah.
Because he berates them mercilessly for their spending habits and makes a thumbnail that'll say something like...
It's like $72 on fucking sushi on a Wednesday night? Are you crazy?
Exactly. Man would rather stay fat than be responsible.
I listen to a little bit of Dave Ramsey here and there.
It's a very
it's the same kind of shit.
Starbucks
like
drinks.
that financial, like
it's very similar.
Yeah, and I mean, I take a little bit of it. I don't do it that extreme. I mean, I think you do have to like enjoy yourself a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like fucking rewashing like Ziploc bags to reuse them again. But
and don't get him wrong. The job is not hard. He's an OF dad. So
it's not hard.
He sits on the Sibian. He moans a little bit.
Oh, dude, being a dad's freaking sick. And the job that I have is not a hard job, and that's why I'm able to do it for 70 hours. Like, one, I get to work by myself.
No, man, I'm talking about your job, your OF.
Oh, no, dude. No.
We cut that out.
I know, I mean, we've talked about it before, the Sibian.
I want people to go to my link tree to find that. I don't want them to find all this. No, man, but like having kids really opened my eyes to that, and like talking to other like parents, especially like of friends that I grew up with. You know, I didn't want to have to be pretty much working my ass off like my entire kid's life and miss so much and be like, dad can't make it because he's got to work. So I pretty much like made a decision that, you know, and it's been 3 years from when they were born till now to really try to reduce my like financial footprint, like to really get out of like, I mean, I have almost very little debt left, no car payment, no mortgage, no student loans, and I have a couple $1,000s left to pay off with some things.
Do you own your house, or is it?
I'm renting right now.
You're renting.
We had saved and we're right about to buy a house in 2020.
That's
we were
awesome.
we were about to move to Texas.
Oh, you're going to move to Texas?
I was going to, not anymore. I lived in Texas as a kid growing up.
Texas.
And
It's too hot, dude. It's too hot. Like, I get being proud in your state. Just be proud in a better climate, you know?
Oh, no, I agree. To me, that kind of always seemed like home. You know what I mean? Like, that was where I kind of had like the majority, like a early memories and like kind of like my first childhood, and that's when my parents were together and we had a nice house in the suburbs with the garage and the cars and the fence and the playground in the backyard, and then like that kind of like disappeared, and from that it kind of felt like that my childhood was over. So I don't know, Texas for some reason always had like a special place in my heart, and I kind of always wanted to go back.
Yeah.
Well, he just talked why he said he wanted to make his footprint smaller. Since I've known him, he's gone down a couple shoe sizes.
It was 11 and a half, and now it's 9.5.
Smallest shoe size he had was when he was living in Texas. So he's trying to get
what
there.
makes your shoe size go down?
I don't know. I guess it's a small wiener or something.
My shoe size is like an 8. I wear like 8.
I do 10 and a half, and then
I wear 10 and a half 11s.
And then shoes is like 11. Yeah.
I wear 10 and a half 11s.
Wow.
So
that's what I climb.
Yeah.
So no, man, just over the past few years, just like really been reducing everything and getting everything down, and like I said, the whole buying a house disappeared once the pandemic happened, and then you find out, you know, your girlfriend is having twins, and then
that's awesome. What a journey, you know.
When daycare goes, hey man, you guys want to make it, right? And you're like, yeah. How much is daycare a week? And they're like, $700. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay somebody else $700 to watch my kids. I was like, you stay home with them and I'll work extra. So that's been the past 3 years. And then again, we got out of our apartment that went from, $1,200 a month to $1,900 a month. We are fortunate enough to know a family friend who had an extra house, which is a crazy thing to say, but they did. And they let us live there for $1,000 a month. And because of that, we've been able to save, make extra payments, and our savings account for our home is pretty much back to where we have a good 5 to 7% for a down payment on a home. So it's been a fucking tough journey. It's been tiring. It's been exhausting, but kind of like you, and I feel like the way you've been pushing your weight training and your 1,000 clubs and have a goal and something to work for. This is what my 1,000 pound club
it sounds like you really, stepped up. And
dude.
Not to say that you were doing anything terrible.
Dude, I don't work 70 hours a week. It fucking blows, dude. And it's not an excuse. You really have no time. It's a 12-hour shift. It's 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then you get off, you get home, you shower, you eat, you watch an hour of TV, or I'll read a little bit, and then, dude, it's 8:30, and I got to go back to bed and get back up at 3:30.
I just always wonder, there's always got to be something better.
Yeah, and dude, I like having something to work forward to. I think that as a human, having something that pushes you and that is hard, it really does keep you kind of in line.
Pause.
Yeah. Is that gay?
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking like size 12.
No, I think he said having something push you that was hard.
Yeah, something pushed inside of you that's really hard.
Cylindrical.
Pause. But no, man, it's been a sick journey.
Come on, man. Why do you gotta be talking about stuff like that? We're trying to be serious.
Yeah, and I think within the next 6 to 8 months, we're going to make our move and buy our home.
Wow, I mean, that's huge. Yeah, congrats. That's big.
I don't know if it's going to be here or if it's going to be in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
That's
my
the
brother's
big-
in Wisconsin.
My fiance's from Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
We're out in Wisconsin.
He's the
Chewyville.
he's the newest professor at University of Wisconsin.
Nice.
So he's
My fiance went to the University of Wisconsin La Crosse,
lacrosse. Okay.
right on like the Minnesota line, like over that way.
Okay.
But she's from Sheboygan, which is the other side of the state, like by Lake Michigan.
No, Madison's the main one, right? Yeah.
Madison's the capital, yeah.
He's in Madison.
They live like, and then there's Milwaukee, and then you go up, and that's where she's from.
I thought Milwaukee was the capital.
No, Madison is. That's one of those that gets you.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I don't know nothing.
I only know that because,
Personally, I think I hate Wisconsin a little bit.
Why?
yeah,
Just feel a little hate for it.
yeah, just a little bit.
It's because it's going to take your friend away, isn't it?
Yeah,
maybe
he's
that's
gonna take
why.
his podcasting
Subconscious.
buddy away.
He's going
Subconscious.
to bigger things, man.
Yeah, dude.
You got to let him go.
Fuck Wisconsin. It produces all the serial killers.
Don't go there, brother. You're on
Dude,
the edge.
first
You're
time
on the
I
line.
went there a couple
Hey.
times, they were like, that's the hotel Jeff Dahmer killed a couple people in. And I'm
Maybe
like,
they're just better at
said, "Yeah,
reporting
made
on their
my
serial
husband-"
killers. There could be serial killers everywhere.
That we
They're
don't know
They're
about.
the only one that catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said my husband was scaring me at night, so I made him get rid of the guns.
But hell yeah, man. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks for coming
Yeah, man.
over.
What a
Enjoy
good
the
pod.
Indy
You'll be
back.
500.
You'll be back.
Crush some beat-ups for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Palm guards for life.
Brother, see you next... No,
Later.
not next week. Week after.
Later.
Later, guys.